a
Don't tell him what.
secret.
Okay, we're on. Sorry, I can't do it that long.
Hello, everybody. We are Dicey Decisions RPG, and this campaign, streaming on Monday nights, is Zeros to Heroes, a
Really?
narrative Dungeons and Dragons fantasy campaign. Okay. Anybody, hey cast, any shout outs for this week?
All right, I got one. Man, shout out to like dust catching erasers. Man, those things are amazing. I've been using I mean, like, seriously. Get yourself a dust catching eraser. It's kind of pricey, but like I don't think I'll ever need to use another eraser in my entire life ever again. Anyway.
Like a magic eraser?
No, wait, hang on. Let me go grab it.
Yeah, no idea what you're talking about.
Dust catching eraser.
I
Come
don't
on,
know.
guys.
So like when you write and you make an error, these little things, they're called dust, they catch like the literal dust of the eraser that it makes. And it's incredible. Like, you know, like I don't know. It's Japanese, so I can't really read it. See, but it's talking about it on the back there, and it's crazy. Like I'll like go, it'll erase it, and I only have to use like a little like corner of it, and it's gone, and I don't have to like dust it off afterwards. It's amazing. Anyway, that's my I freaking love this thing.
And where'd you find such a thing, and who told you about it?
I found it at this little place called Kinokuniya. It's this place that sells mostly like anime stuff and, you know, like Studio Ghibli stuff and like other things and like manga and stuff. But they have like a little like section where you can buy like different like mechanical pencils and like different types of lead too. It was crazy. So I bought a pencil and I bought one of these dust catching erasers, and man, it's like writing made easy. I love it.
Wonderful.
Oh, we're already live. What's up, Twitch?
We're live.
And friends?
We couldn't wait.
Any other shout outs before I go?
Shout out to Classic Game Fest that's happening in a few weeks.
Okay.
I will be there with my friends, suited up and having fun shenanigans, doing a hunt.
Oh.
I just got a bunch of B-roll for today. So I was like, we got a really awesome opportunity to go up 19 floors to like a penthouse skyloft area where we got really good footage. Where if you turn a little bit, boom, there's the event center that Classic Game Fest is gonna be at. So it was awesome. It was perfect.
Nice.
Very nice. Did you climb up and down the wall?
Yes, I did. I got arrested, but it turns out that I have that Peter Parker has a great. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I was about to be so impressed and proud. Weirdly
He's
proud.
not quite fast enough.
It turns out I don't have the webs. I can climb stuff, but I just don't have the web to get away.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can't stand sideways on the wall like Spider-Man can. I would assume. Maybe you can.
I forgot that Juliet had her camera off, so that moved her. I just oops. Hang on. Let me change y'all's positions here.
No, she's playing
Oh,
Sunny
yeah.
today.
It's playing
fine.
Sunny.
That's No,
All right.
it's fine. I'm Sunny. Hello.
Okay, my first, not a shout out, but my first announcement is that Thursday night on Dicey Decisions RPG channel on not on Discord, on Twitch, we will be Scott will be running a Welcome to Daggerheart one shot to teach people how to play. And I think he's going to do it a couple more times, maybe Saturday and maybe next Tuesday. Can't remember exactly. But hey, if you're watching, join our channel, our Discord channel, so you can hang out with us and talk to us and give us feedback or just ask questions, whatever. On Discord, Dicey Decisions RPG. Anyway, Thursday night, Daggerheart. Second shout out. This shirt is from our Friday campaign.
Oh, look at that!
Let's see. Made by, and this is everyone's name who's in the party, made by a fan and sent it to all of us.
That's lovely. I love that.
That is
In the back.
amazing.
The back, I don't know if y'all can see it, has our
Oh, I
Dicey
love it.
Decisions logo.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Amazing. So big love to our fan who sent us all these t-shirts. Shout out to my wife who will never watch this because she doesn't like D&D, but to allow me to play as much as I do. Shout out, see my glasses here? See this thing?
Oh, yeah.
I cracked my glasses right down the middle. I broke them in half and I stuck them back together. So shout out to Zenny for producing new glasses and sending them to me in like two or 3 days.
Oh, that's
All right.
impressive. That's fast turnaround.
Yeah.
Well, they're not here yet. I think they make them in China, but on the website it says they are produced. I ordered them on the 3rd. Today's the 7th. They are already produced and sent to be tested and shipped. Awesome. Okay. Now, we have wasted what? 5, 10 minutes? Who knows? Let's get started. Unless anybody else
7
wants to
to
say
be
anything.
exact.
Never a waste, always an adventure.
Always an adventure.
Okay. Let's have someone give us a recap from last week. And I'm not going to choose anybody, just whoever. Since I didn't write an intro this week, I really wanted the players to remind us what happened.
Peter, I think we're in a cave. Sorry, you said characters
Yeah.
first, so I wanted to do it in character. Does anyone else see this?
Okay.
We were in the town of Blue Hand, and we got to meet some of the people of town, got to stay in their barn with a goat, which was lovely. Nothing happened
yeah?
with the bath. Nope. We left the water cleaner than what we started. That's all
true.
that matters. And there was a communal dinner at nighttime where we got to really hear the woes of the town.
And smoke pipes.
And smoke pipe.
And Pieta and Sunny put on a great puppet show for the kids.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
Zuko.
Rip got to go check on the crops.
Let's go look at plants.
Look at plans.
Look at plans. Whoop,
They
whoop.
were messed up, y'all. They were some jacked up. They look like my neighbor's tomatoes
Plants.
right now. Like plants.
We discovered
Looked a bit like
that
my neighbor's
there's-
tomatoes.
There's definitely a blight, a curse on this ground that is not
Yeah.
natural, and we are now investigating it by going under the ground into a cave to find out what is creating the rot.
Gang, gang.
All right. Well, that was a pretty good synopsis. So, and we will pick this up as you slip through the cracks under this hill and drop down into a chamber of sorts.
Olive chambers.
Yeah, who was leading the group? Y'all remember? Was that Fern? Was it me?
No,
John's
I have
pointing
to.
at me
No,
on
no,
my
no, no.
screen.
I have to look at OBS to figure out which direction to point.
I can't remember who was leading. Maybe Pieta, maybe Fern. I think it was Fern. Anyway, somebody dropped down and you guys helped each other get down into this wider chamber underground, pitch black. Are there any of you who need a torch? I think we talked about this.
Yeah, Stony has a torch lit.
Oh, I also have a torch.
Or was it your little cube?
Well, CC lit it for me.
CC has a light going.
Yeah, Cece is the torch.
And I mentioned that from this chamber, there were several other tunnels leading off in different directions. Not really tunnels, but passages that the slabs of rock allow you to move through. You know what I mean? So you're not in anything that's been seemingly anything that's been manufactured. It's just a big pocket in between the rocks. But there is a flat floor, a big slab of stone that you're standing on, and several directions to choose from. So,
I know
would you like to
Fern
do?
was able to discern some scuttling, and some
sounds. Yep.
yes. So presumably she knows what kind of direction those sounds are coming from.
Sure. Yeah.
Then I think Fern is going to motion to everyone to be as quiet as possible, and then kind of head in the direction of the noise.
Okay. These stones are huge. It seems like you're in basically a giant rock pile that has been filled in over the years with soil and there are roots hanging down. It's damp. It's dank. It's kind of smelly. There's very little wind. There's very little movement of air, so it's humid and dark. You notice in the dim light that there is fungus, mushrooms, and things growing in here.
Are they alive?
Are they me?
They have
I
eyes.
Oh, so you mean are they sentient?
Yes.
You can check.
She pokes one.
Just to poke one.
She
It
takes out
makes
she
no
takes out her
response.
dagger and like threatens it menacingly.
No response.
Fern turns around to the rest of the group. Okay. The mushrooms. They don't seem to be alive.
I'm
This
glad
way.
you figured that out.
Rip leans over to Sunny and is like, "You gotta help her figure out this mushroom thing. It's really
Yeah,
it's
I won't
stressing
be
her
able to look
out,
at mushroom
honestly."
soup the same again, because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not to worry, I am collecting samples.
Of the mushroom.
Yes.
Good. Well, if one of them screams, then I suppose we'll know that it's alive.
Oh, here, do you have parchment? I can show you how to make a spore print.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Quiet. We're being sneaky.
Then you hear in your head, oh, right. I will communicate to you this way from now on.
Are you guys gonna be sneaky? Should we roll some stealth?
Yes.
Okay, let's have it from everyone.
Respectfully, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Yourself.
For me, it's for me this time.
Ooh.
Okay.
I got a nat 20 for 23.
Wow.
What?
Oh, so did I.
Ooh.
Ah!
So did
I'm
not
gonna
me.
need
Oh.
it.
Be sneaky as well.
Wow. That does not bode well for us today. That's a hot 10 with my guidance.
Stony,
13.
15, and Pieta.
15 as well. Handshake, Stony.
Try to trip over something.
Rip, can you tell us
Wait.
why you're not being quiet?
I'm
Or not too quiet anyway. It's normal quiet.
yeah, I'm trying to be quiet, but it is dark in here, and I am not paying as close of attention as I could be to the ground. And I trip over a pile of rock and then skitter them around a bit.
Okay, so you kick some rocks along the floor.
Kick rocks.
All right, so
My worst skill.
Fern, are you leading? Okay. This pathway you've chosen because you heard something. What is passing through your mind? What do you imagine you heard? What are some things that you might be thinking?
I think the first thing that runs through her mind are the ettercaps that they fought in the forest. I think part of her is suspicious that even though this is a separate instance, that everything is connected. She's kind of paranoid about all of that. But apart from that, I think she's trying to soothe herself and bring herself down to earth by saying, "Oh, it's probably just, some angry vagrant that has found a way down here and is poisoning the ground because they want to get back at someone or something. It's probably has nothing to do with all of this."
Interesting. Now, you do remember that the cracks you came through were not, they didn't look traveled. They didn't look like anybody had forced them open. It was just jumbled rocks, right? It's not like you entered into a cave. You just forced your way in. Okay. What
I think Fern is thinking that if they were able to do it, then anyone could have done it before them.
Okay. Rip, what are you thinking would be living down here underneath Blue Hand?
Oh, things that cause a blight like that? I mean, nothing good.
Not necessarily thing that causes a blight. Like what creatures would you might expect to encounter?
We got bat and the giant variety of bat. Lots of undead stuff like stand up underground. That's kind of a problem. Don't like those. Don't want to run into those. Rip's pretty freaked out being underground like this. Just the dark, dank blackness of being in these caves and the quiet drip exacerbated by us also being quiet in here is not, not unlike being dead. And so I don't know that Rip is thinking really on a lot of higher levels. I think they're really probably reprocessing some trauma in this cave as they go along. But I mean, they certainly know that there's nasty stuff underground, that's for sure.
Where are you in the order of people traveling through these cracks, Rip?
Middle back, not like all the way keeping up the rear, I don't think, but because that feels really exposed, but I definitely would not be towards the front for sure.
Okay. Who is bringing up the rear?
I can bring up the rear. Why not?
I think I'm also hanging back and scoping out like things that maybe weren't seen. So what's Sunny?
So everyone's in a clump behind Fern. I'm just kidding.
Scooby-Doo style.
Fern is leading the way, slithering through, difficult to maneuver passages. I would guess right behind her is Stony with his light, And the other three, maybe even trading places as you kind of filter your way through these holes. All right. Fern, after climbing and maneuvering, you come to an area where it's basically just a tube of dirt. The rocks, you come through the rock pile and you feel like you're in soil. And there is a passageway ahead of you that looks like it's just suspended soil. And there are lots of roots hanging down and growing from the side. So, like, there's tree roots that go all the way across. You can still walk through this area, but it it's a lot of climbing and ducking and moving and pushing things out of the way.
It was just it just over time created this pocket of space, or that it was created at some point.
Why don't you roll a nature check to see if this is natural or created?
Stony is kind of blabbing in your ear about the well, I guess blabbing in your mind about the certain mushrooms and mycology. So hopefully aiding this nature check of yours.
It did actually,
Okay.
and I got a dirty 20. Thank you, Stony.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like as you push through here that something passes through this area. The roots and all the plant matter that's still in the way seems to have been there, but the soil has been cleared out in a fairly straight tunnel. And it goes on a little farther than, well, farther than your dark vision can see.
Can I try?
Oh, go ahead.
Can I try and figure out how big it is that's been moving through this space, displacing dirt?
Well, you can just see how wide the tunnel is. It's about maybe 5 feet wide and 5 feet tall. So
Oh my gosh,
most
it's an
of you can
Alaskan
just almost
bullworm.
walk through while you're kind of jumping over roots and dodging hanging stuff. But yeah, it's passable.
The sounds that I were hearing sounded like scuttling of feet. They did.
Yep.
Okay. So now Fern is suspicious that there are multiple things they need to be on alert for, because this tunnel, she kind of elbows Stony and very quietly in his ear, leaning in, says, "Does this look like something slithered through?"
And he's only talking into your head now. Well, now that you mention it, perhaps let me think here. What could possibly this be?
She jumps because she completely forgot that you could do that.
Oh, sorry. I've been practicing feeling with.
She concentrates very, very hard trying to say purple cow into your brain, because she's not really sure how it works, if this is like Sunny's where she can communicate back, or if it's...
I'm gonna do an insight check to see what you're doing, because it doesn't look like. Oh, that's a 2. He has no idea. You're making a face at him, and he goes, I'm sorry, do you need to use the facilities or something? I could look away for a second if you need to.
Don't worry about it. Never mind.
Oh, all right. What was your question again?
Oh, goodness, Stony. The hole... Do you think this was created by a giant slithering thing?
Well, let's find evidence. If your theory is right, then we should be able to find some more evidence around here. He'd like to take a moment to investigate the area to hopefully see if he can find some scales or maybe droppings that could, potentially point him towards an animal of some kind.
Okay. Roll a nature check or a survival. Your choice.
I will do nature.
Or whatever else you'd like to roll, just let me know. Nature?
Investigation or nature, they both have the same modifier.
Okay, either way.
That is a 16.
A 16. You don't see any footprints. You don't see any, scrape marks along the wall. What you do find, surprisingly out of place, is a single green leaf. A small one. And it would be very difficult for a leaf to have blown this far in. You feel like you're maybe 100 feet down and inside this pile, this hill.
You hear the last thing Fern hears is a clue, and he whips around and goes over to Rip, and Rip hears in their mind, could you perhaps tell me the whatever the study of trees or bushes or what have you here?
I think it's just botany. What? I forgot you could do that. Can I tell what kind of plant this is?
Do you think you could tell? You probably could. You
Probably.
study plants. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's an herb. It's a leaf from an herb that you have seen hundreds, thousands of times. Called cinquefoil.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty common herb. Cinquefoil, I mean, is it medicinal for cooking?
I think it is a
Something
medicinal herb. Cinquefoil.
Well, why would it be down here, do you think? Someone
Got tracked in.
I hate to interrupt, but this seems like a one-sided conversation that maybe all of us should be part of.
You hear in
Oh,
your
yes.
you hear in your head, oh yes, of course.
Tony, maybe when we all need to know, you say it out loud.
Oh,
It comes up. So what are you guys talking about?
Just quietly.
As Pieta says this, you hear the sound echo down this tunnel.
You immediately see Fern take her hood, throw it over herself, and flatten herself into any, side wall that she could get to.
I
Rip
whispered
just
to
freezes and
Paeta,
listens.
I think you angered Fern, Paeta.
That's what we're talking about.
I don't
It's really
know.
important.
Yeah, they were having conversations. It got confusing. Something about foils.
I saw a cat do that one. Smushed itself up against a wall. It was mad.
Okay. Fern is pressed up against the wall, and she is going to slowly make her way down the corridor, as slinkily as she can, to be sure that at the other end of that isn't someone who just heard everything that happened.
Okay. So Fern starts moving down this.
We don't hear any like semblance of anyone being like it was just the leaf that was there. Like there's no like sounds or anything else that like evidence that someone else might be there.
Roll a perception check.
I will, sir.
If you want to stop and listen.
Yeah, I do. All right, here we go. Oh, that's a natural 20. 24.
Okay. You, as Fern is slowly, silently moving down this tunnel, and the others are kind of looking at each other and watching. Kieta, you stop and you concentrate. You hear at the very edge of your perception something that seems like a deep sigh, like almost a breath out, but you don't even know if you heard it. It was so faint, but it sounded like it came down this tunnel.
Gotcha. With like being in tune like that, I instinctually say like everybody like, and then with being kind of in that mindset and tuned in, I will use my key points and use pass without a trace um to make sure we get extra coverage.
So you're casting that spell.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Got it.
Turns into a
So-
root.
Everyone's stealth check, whatever it was, 15, 20, 25, whatever it was, goes
10.
up by 10 points.
Perfect.
So with this spell, it feels like a blanket of silence comes over you guys. You can hear everything that's happening ahead and behind, but you guys are very, very quiet. You can't any longer hear each other talking or breathing or anything. You are so quiet. And Fern is moving ahead. Are you going alone, Fern? Okay. Is anyone going with her? Nope. Okay.
Stony
Yeah,
Stony
no, I'll
suits
go
up
with her.
and quickly just starts making his way over.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
I'll
anyone
hustle up behind too.
I guess
Yeah.
I need to ask the opposite question. Is anyone staying there?
No.
Okay. So you guys start moving down this tunnel. It's dark. You're sliding. You feel the soil, the dirt is getting on you. It's dirty in here. You're constantly having to push these roots out of the way, step over some, duck under some. It's hot. It's humid. Not hot, but humid, and probably chilly. So there are drips of water sliding down inside your armor, and it's uncomfortable. You feel like someone's breathing in your face almost. The humidity's so strong. And the roots become more and more tangled, and you're pushing through and squeezing through. I need for each of you to roll a dex saving throw
Oh.
to move quietly through these roots.
Why'd you have to say quietly? Why'd you have to say we have to do it quietly? As soon as you say that, it tanks my rolls, Jack. You have to stop saying it.
You chose to move quietly. You could have just barged right through.
It's
So let's
terrible.
go through. Pieta, what was your dexterity save?
14.
All right. How about Rip?
5.
How about Stony?
5.
How about Sunny?
I feel so much
And-
less alone. I feel a lot less alone.
Wow.
Thanks, John.
Sunny, you've been rolling really well. And how about Fern?
A single
Say
tear
again?
rolls down Stoney's face as he grabs Rip's hand and goes, "We go together."
Fern, I didn't hear what you said.
13.
13. Okay.
Wow.
Sunny manages to push past a couple of you. But, Sunny, do you take the lead since you're moving a little bit more?
Sure. I mean, why not? I
So-
don't realize that it's so difficult for everyone, so I'm just going at my own pace.
Just kind of bullying your way through, not minding tearing the roots and things like that, breaking through. As you pass by Fern, Sunny, you come upon a route that you can't get by, and you look back over your shoulder. It's a big route that's kind of right across the middle. You look back over your shoulder, and everyone else is kind of struggling a little bit.
Huh.
And as you look back forward, this route curls around you and pushes you up against the side of the tunnel.
Oh.
Everyone at this point is feeling grappled by the roots that are hanging into the tunnel, and no one is moving forward.
Oh.
Cool. I whisper behind me, is anyone else being hugged right now by, like, roots?
Stay calm and relax as much as you can.
Oh,
What if I can't stay calm? And I start wiggling.
fascinating.
As
What a
you guys-
fast-acting moving plant. Rip, this would be the time for you to, live up to your name.
Yeah. Rip the roots off.
I'll struggle against them, but these things are pretty strong. I could get small, but that would just help me.
Do you know if we could do anything to like release their grip on us?
I don't speak plant. At least
As
not today.
Fire!
you guys start to see all of the roots are moving.
Oh no.
It was very gentle at first, very imperceptible as you were walking, but you find yourself, it's almost like you're caught in webs, and you look down and you see these roots are curling slowly around your ankles and grabbing onto your pouches and your belts and your clothing, and you guys are all being held pretty, or a little bit tighter and tighter.
From the feet?
Does it look like
Your whole body.
ahead of us there is any open space, or is it we just see this with the roots goes
You
on
can't
for
see
all we can
anything. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, let's say. It's just tunnel.
But we can see behind us.
Sure. You can see for 60 feet in both directions, right? Unless it turns a corner or something. So yeah.
How far
it's just
down
tunnel.
the corridor are we in terms of feet?
You've come about 40 feet in.
Does Stony still have his torch lit in his hand?
Yes, the CC torch, yeah.
Yeah.
Dicey's got
Is it actual
floating-
fire?
Mm-hmm.
Stony, start burning it, please. Get it off. Get it off.
Perhaps, but maybe we should be pertinent in understanding what we are fighting against first before jumping to conclusions here.
So I shouldn't pull my dagger out and chop this up.
How quickly is it wrapping around everyone? Is it
It's still
stopping? Is it
moving
slowing down? Is it a steady
slowly.
pace?
It's moving slowly. It's got all of the parts of you now, and as you guys talk, CC is now being held um, by just little filaments of roots, very thin ones. I mean, you might be able to break free. Any of you might be able to break free if you tried, but
I try.
it seems like it's going tighter and more and more.
So
You're going to try to break
CC
loose?
flame doesn't affect it at all.
The flame is not affecting it. Remember, it's very wet in here. These roots are damp.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a strength check, please, Sonny.
Yeah, 'cause I'm great at these. Let's see if I can
Yeah.
keep rolling well. Okay. These are my brother's dice, and I want to start using them every session because I just rolled a 19 on the dice for a total
Oh,
of
wow.
18.
Yeah, you absolutely lean on this big root that curled around you and rip it off the wall, and you can see it's torn, and it releases you. Are you going
Can I try
forward,
to
or
bolt head? Yeah.
you bull ahead, you charge ahead, and other ones are reaching out. Please roll a dex check, not a save, just a dex check.
Just a check. Okay, so that's 4 on the dice for 17. Or for 4 for 7.
So you go charging in, and it's like you hit a web, and you just charge, and it's like it gives, it flexes, but every time you pull back, it's got you. It's just all of these roots are growing. You broke off of that big one, but ran into a bunch more. And from what you can see ahead of you, the roots are starting to fill up the tunnel.
Guys, I don't like this.
Does it seem
Yeah,
like it's just trying to hold us still, or that it's trying to, like, strangle us?
It's very difficult to find the intention of plant roots. What would you like to? What kind of check are you thinking you might want to make?
Arcana?
Sure.
Okay. Well, that was a natural one, so.
A failure's a failure. So you just can't tell. You don't know what's going on. They're not hurting you. It's not squeezing you to kill you. You're right now, you just can't move.
Pieta's gonna try to break free as well. If he can pull out his dagger, he'll use it. But if he's too wrapped up, he'll just strength it.
Give me a strength check, Pieta.
Okie dokie.
And are you
Yeah.
moving forward or backward?
Well, I got a nat 1. For total
What was
3.
your intention?
It was just to get out. I guess a little
Just to
backwards to
Squirm?
yeah, to get out and
As you
assess the
pull
situation.
back and jerk forward and try to twist, you get yourself more tangled until you can't even move right now. You're just suspended, like in mid-fight pose.
Okay, guys, I think I might need some help. Ah, yeah, I could use a little help here.
Can someone create a plan? Because I do not like this.
Can I try whatever root feels like it's holding me back the most, like whether like it's around my midsection? Can I grasp it and cast Chill Touch?
Sure.
See if I can.
Let's
do
see if you
some-
can get your hands to the one that's around your throat right now.
Yeah.
Okay, first let's see if we can get your hands to it. Please give me a strength check.
All right. The good thing I'm so big and strong. Big strong guy. That's a 12 on the die for an 11.
Yeah, you can't quite reach the one that's got you on the neck. That's the one that's holding you most in position.
Yeah.
Your toes are kind of leaving the ground. at this point. You're being lifted into the center. You can cast your chill touch off your
Yeah.
fingers and possibly hit some roots.
Yeah, can I reach any part of it? If it's starting to like be enough to like lift me off the ground, I'm starting to panic a little bit.
Sure.
Whatever I can read. Um it's a 24 to hit it.
You absolutely hit some of the roots near your hand.
All right.
And you don't have to roll damage. It absolutely works. You see some of them freeze and crackle off and fall to the floor, but
Cool.
other ones just move to take their places.
Okay.
And
If I
as
get
you're
a
doing
hand
this,
free, can I? Yeah, I
go
just want
ahead.
to get
Go
that.
ahead.
If I can get a hand free with that, can I get the one really quickly on my neck? It's stressing me out.
Sure. Yeah. Let's say that hand comes free and you grab the one on your neck, which was not choking you, just holding you.
No, but that is stressful.
Yeah.
If
So
someone
you've
just
got it.
held me
You're
by the
hanging
neck
on.
and
You're
wasn't
just
trying to strangle me, I would still be upset.
understood. So you've pulled it away from your neck, but it's not really going too much farther. And from it, other roots grow out and coil around your hand, and so your hand is stuck there, pulling the.
Need to be. We got to be less tasty somehow, you guys. I don't know how else to describe it.
I can't help how awesome I am.
I know. I mean, who
As
among
you
us? I mean,
guys,
I think with the amount of poison on me, it would it would know better.
as you guys struggle to maintain your own control of your situation and lose this battle, first Sunny and then Fern and then everybody in a row feels yourself starting to move forward. The roots are grabbing and pushing you forward, shuffling you down the tunnel.
the leaf. Where's
And
that leaf?
from the distance ahead of you, you hear words being spoken. You hear these words being spoken. Are these new friends I hear? Oh, how interesting. Come forth, friends, travelers. This sounds like it's coming from a ways away. It's echoing down this tunnel.
Fern.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Sunny's like, oh, they just want to be friends. We're good, guys. We're good.
Fern cries out, you know, we were already headed in this direction. You didn't have to do it this way.
Well, I actually prefer it this way. This is quite interesting. Are you magically controlling these plants here? If so, very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Hey, where's that leaf that Stony gave me? Do I still have it
Sure.
in my hand? Do the roots care about it at all?
Nope.
Great.
You've
I
got it.
rub it on the root just to see.
No reaction.
Listen, sometimes herbalism is about experimentation, you guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
Tell us exactly that.
I applaud
So
your effort.
these
Rip.
things move you down this tunnel like the cilia in an esophagus, or I guess. Peristalsis is moving you down this tunnel. You are covered with mud. These roots are not clean. You have streaks of mud all over your face and you're soaking wet. Yeah, your bath is unfortunately
Ruined my
useless
bath.
now. Until you see a pale green glow ahead of you. And you come to the exit of this tunnel and the roots just pull you up onto the sides of a chamber. You're in a big round chamber now. And the thing that you notice first, I'm going to describe this chamber to you, and then I'm going to let you react to it however you wish. There are racks upon racks of dried hanging ingredients all over the place. Racks, shelves, suspended things off of the roots. This whole thing has got roots hanging all through it from all the plants above. Potentially like 50, 75 feet above you right now. In the center of this chamber is a pool of dank, dark, I want to say opaque green water. That's where the light's coming from. It's not, I guess it's not completely opaque. You can't see through it, but the green light is shining out of this water. There is a cauldron across on the other side of the pool that has a low fire smoldering under it, just coals, and the light from the coals is not out competing the light from this green water. There is a very small table, a three-legged stool almost, with a bright crystal ball on top of it. There are 4 chaise lounges made of woven branches or roots. They're long, low, sofa-like thing with the end that comes up that you can lean on. And in one of them is a humanoid. And moving on the edges, kind of behind shelves, moving slowly through, you see what looks like children and large cats. But from what little glances you get of them, they seem to be made of sticks. The humanoid laying on one of the chaise lounges, which is off to, as you're looking in, stuck on the wall, it's on the left side of this pool. It seems like an overweight, heavy-set person who's kind of on their side and facing away from you. The green light that's coming from the pool is lighting up all of this, everything you can see in a very eerie, unearthly light, a glow. And from the person's laying there, the voice comes. Welcome, welcome. To what do we owe this wonderful surprise? How are you here to see Uncle Scrapenail?
Who?
You say that?
Yeah.
The roots pull you a little bit harder back against the wall as you speak. I am Uncle Scrapenail.
An uncle named Scrapenail?
Did your mother give you that name?
He just laughs.
That wasn't an answer to his question.
Oh, I think that was an answer plenty.
Oh.
Nor have you answered my question.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Hi. We're here exploring.
Exploring.
Yep,
This
that's all
is
we're
my
doing.
home. You may explore elsewhere.
So, like,
yeah,
just this chamber is your home?
Yes. How recent have you moved into this place? Yeah.
To be frank,
I thought you were
I have
scraping.
lived here
Yeah.
for a very long time.
So, your roommate's name is Frank?
The roots coil into your mouth and start stretching your lips.
Ah, you know what? I had this enough of this, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to get out of this one more time with my strength.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate this very much. And come on, I'm really good at these. Okay, that is a 14.
You don't budge. I mean, you try.
Ah,
You start kicking and fighting, and another couple big roots just cross over you.
oh boy, yeah.
So, were you lonely? Is that why you called us in here then?
I always investigate any guests. I'm not lonely. Perhaps you are, though. Do you need company?
Oh, I've got wonderful company already, actually. And I think my dance card is pretty full, so no need here.
Wait, who's your dance card full with?
You, Sunny.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yes.
What
This
news
is
from above? Did you bring me some good news? Some exciting tales of the world?
How out of the loop are you?
I might be willing to trade favors for stories.
See?
Well, that's all nice and well, but actually, we're investigating some sort of blight on the surface. That wouldn't happen to be you now, would it? Or as a result of?
Would it?
That's what I'm asking. Oh, here, let me answer your question first. I am Stony Ironbark, inventor and innovator, and entrepreneur. I have several inventions already. Perhaps we could exchange favors and stories, but could we bother you for the rather pertinent mission on our hands? I'm so sorry to intrude upon your home. I'm sure that you're a fine scrape nail.
One of these things that you thought looked like a child comes out. You can see it rise up behind one of the chaise longues. It's made of roots in the shape of a kind of a chubby little kid. It's about 3.5 feet tall, and its head is a big gourd. And it points at you. It chuckles and scampers away. And that's the sound you heard earlier, Fern.
Sonny, I think you should add that to your routine.
Okay.
3 others now come out, but they are not in the shape of children. You hear these little children voices giggling in the background, but 3 others in the shape of panthers come stalking out from behind, from within this room, and sit, their tail swishing back and forth. Panthers made of roots. Their eyes are glowing green from like deep sockets within the branches, and they're just watching you. And one of them licks its lips
Is this
with a
your
raspy,
company,
like
then?
leafy tongue. I keep my own company as I please.
That's
character-
lovely. But
The
you know there
character on the
are
chaise
others.
lounge has not turned to look at you yet. It hasn't moved. I merely asked to be left to my own devices. and you stay to yours. For I have owned this hill since long before you were upon this land.
And if we were to have a very good story, then perhaps you would be willing to stop poisoning the land above and leave us in peace?
Just a laugh as an answer.
Well, that's not very nice. If you're going to make us answer questions, then you should answer them as well.
No answer.
I turn to Fern and whisper, if they lived here for so long, they can't be the source of the blight, right?
Oh, I think they can, Sunny. I think if someone moved in on top of you and you didn't want them to stay, you might poison the land.
Oh, I didn't think about that part.
Is there any way to insight check Uncle Scrapenail? Just the math is not mathing. Something is not adding up. Maybe it's something off this
Sure. What would you...
critter.
Okay. What are you trying to glean?
I'm trying to figure out if this creature on the lounge is speaking with its own voice or if this is some kind of front for something else. I'm trying to figure out if it's being honest about its intentions
Understood.
with us and with
Go ahead
stories,
and roll an insight check, and I'll tell you what.
I'm just trying to add some stuff up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. Well, it's a 13.
It definitely sounds like the voice is coming from this humanoid laying on the chaise lounge. But you haven't seen that thing move.
Yeah.
Even if you're talking or breathing at all, it would probably have some movement. So it's very, very still. One might say it's inert.
Yeah, I don't want to say that out loud to anyone. But that is something everyone needs to know. Can I look at Sunny and raise my eyebrows?
Sunny winks at you.
Sunny, could you please roll an insight check?
Okay. That would be insight. I have 0, so 10.
You can see that Rip is trying to tell you something, but you don't know what.
Can
you can't
Stone see this?
After copying.
Yeah.
Okay. He's also going to roll an insight check.
What were you saying, Sonny?
After copying Rip's facial expressions and then kind of realizing, oh, they're trying to say something, I'll use Awaken Mind to create the connection and be in your head. What's up with the weird faces?
Sorry, I was trying to get you. I'll speak to Sunny mentally only. I was trying to get you to do this exactly, actually. So good job on that. We gotta come up with like a signal.
Come on, signal, yeah.
You get it. I need you to see if you can tell the others without using your voice. I'm not convinced that this thing on the couch there. I'm not entirely convinced that's what's actually talking to him.
Okay, I'll let the others know. I turn and look at Pieta and make the connection with Awakened Mind for him.
While you're doing this, just a sec.
Okay.
What did you roll, John?
Just an 11.
Okay.
So he
You
knows what's
see that,
going on.
yeah, you see that Rip is communicating somehow with Sonny because of their expressions. All right, go Sonny.
I say to Pieta in his mind, Rip thinks this thing isn't alive and we should figure out why.
He like he just like shakes his head a little bit.
Okay, you're on it. Got it. And then
Okay.
I'll move to Fernix and be like, investigate the non-moving thing on the couch.
She's going to respond to you immediately in your mind and say, okay, if that's not the source, then find what is. I think I might have a way to get out of here.
What's your way?
Find the source first.
Okay, I go to Stony Nix. Can you cause a distraction so I can disappear?
I certainly can.
Lovely.
And so Stoney's on full distraction mode, and so he can't rely on Cece, but he does have one thing up his sleeve. First, he's going to investigate the room for any loose objects.
Like anything in particular, or just loose? Because there's a lot of loose things.
Anything that could potentially be picked up or jostled or knocked over with a mage hand.
Absolutely. There's shelves, there's things on every shelf. It's packed with ingredient type stuff, like feathers and rocks and seed pods and leaves and branches and jars of things.
Okay. Is there any potion-like object enough to be picked up and thrown by a mage hand?
Yes.
Great. Stony is telekinetic, and so he's going to let Sonny know that he's about to do some sort of distracting thing. It's going to be big. And he is going to telekinetically pick up this potion, whatever it is. He doesn't know what it is, and he's going to attempt to throw it at Scrapenail.
Okay. You pick it up and throw it. Roll to hit.
Okay. Well, that's a 17. I don't know what you add to that. If it's thrown.
Maybe your spell casting modifier? Sounds good.
Okay. What is that? Proficiency plus bonus, so plus 6 to make it a
Plus
23.
6. So 17. Yeah. So your mage hand chunks this little vial directly at Uncle Scrapenail, and you see it disappear into him and break. That's what I thought. You can't just leave well enough alone.
Rip just goes, I knew it.
All I needed you to say was that you would leave. But now
Wanted a
you
story.
make things more interesting.
I don't
Come
think
into
we're
my
agreeing.
home.
I don't think we're agreeing on the series of events, to be
It wasn't
perfectly
me.
honest.
It wasn't me. I didn't do
I
it.
don't think we're aligned.
The roots tighten you up against the wall, but there aren't, inside this room, there aren't too many big ones. So as you're pinned up against the wall, it's little things that are coiling in your mouth and through your hair, and it's hundreds at this point of little roots that have kind of moved you in and pinned you up against the wall. Nobody has tried to break out in this room except for Pieta, and he failed so miserably he got stuff in his mouth. But
Sure.
there are no big heavy roots. It seems like you're being almost like Velcro. You're just stuck. But as you hear Uncle Scrape Nail's voice turning into a more petulant, whiny, like angry sound, these three panthers stand up and start walking toward you guys. Please roll initiative.
Well, sorry guys.
I thought you wanted a story.
Well, he
We
did.
could have told you a story.
Yeah.
All right. Oh boy, I've got lots of things to roll for.
Really? Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, top of the
Okay.
round, Sunny. Let's see it.
18.
Does anybody want to try to guess what these things are? What stat I'm using for these things?
I'm guessing you're using vine blight of
Nope.
some or tree blight
Oh.
of some sort.
Nope,
That was
it's
my
not
guess.
it's not a blight.
Not a blight. Thought for sure it would be. Started describing them and I was like, I know what those are because I'm thinking about sticking those in something I'm writing right now.
Well, you guys did fight vine blights and a couple other things in the dark, dead forest,
Yeah.
but these are not the same.
I would have liked for them to be vine blights. We could take some vine blights pretty easily.
And let's see. Let's see how Scrape Nail comes along. Okay, did anyone get over a 20? All right, Rip. Rip
I had a
goes
nat
first.
20 for a 22.
Wonderful. Anybody else hit 20 or above? How about a 19? Okay. How about an 18? No.
Sunny.
Anybody? Okay, great. Sunny with an 18. Anybody else over 15?
17.
All righty. So we have Fern at 17. Anybody else over 15? Cool, 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 cool. Anybody between 10 and 15? Righty. Anybody right at 10? No, no 10s. Okay. How about above 5?
I got an 8.
All right.
Got an 8.
Okay.
You have the higher dex, so Pieta, you go first.
Thanks.
So am I last?
It looks like it.
My
Well,
+6 modifier did nothing.
unless you
No.
count the bad guys or the things in the room, not necessarily bad guys. You walked into its house.
Oh, dragged into its house.
Rip, what would you like to do first?
It's not its house.
Oh my gosh, what a great idea. Or what a great question.
Crying
There
is
are no-
free.
Crying is a free action. That's so
Mhm.
true. Cool. Well, so I'm stuck against something like Velcro.
Hmm.
Can I see how are these roots and vines and things? Did you say they're covering every part of in here? Are they on the ground? They're
The roots that are holding you guys are only erupting from the soil in the wall that you're stuck to. It looks like everything else is clean, and these roots might not even have been here until they dragged you in.
perfect. I'm going to wild shape. Into how funny would it be if I just like turned into a caribou and just like fucking that would be hilarious. I am considering it. No. That wouldn't work. It would be really funny. It would not work. I am gonna wild shape into my little standby, into a spider and see if I can use that to. My goal is to get small enough that I'm just kind of slip between those roots and get down onto the ground and get out. And
Okay.
then I might want to be myself again. I don't know, but it's a bonus action to do that.
Okay. So with your bonus action, you shrink into a spider form and you just drop straight to the ground.
Perfect. I want to skitter myself over to where there are no grabby roots,
Okay.
ideally
Easily done.
on the ground. Um, and that's a bonus action. All the other things I would like to do are also bonus actions. Um, yeah, I'll take an action to hide, and I would like to hide somewhere, try and hide somewhere, um, that I would be able to unwild shape get back into my human form because I have spells to cast.
Your gnome form.
Yes.
Okay. So with your bonus action, you go into a spider. You're
Yes.
moving into the room somewhere to hide.
Yes. And then
Um,
taking an action to hide.
your action to hide. Okay, so roll stealth.
Yes. You know what? You guys know. You guys know it. It's what I'm best at. I can't cast guidance on myself when I'm a spider. Oh, wow. That's a 19.
Very well. You drop to the ground and skitter away. You don't know if they saw you or not, but you are currently hiding.
Perfect. I get the feeling that in this layer, it doesn't super matter whether I think they can see me or not. Rip's assuming that Uncle Scrapenail can see me regardless of whether or not I'm hiding, but I am gonna hide anyways because maybe not
Okay.
everything can see me. And that's all I'm
Right.
gonna do right now.
All right, then. Your turn is over. One of these stick panthers, runs forward and jumps up and pins or tries to pin Stony to the wall. It's just like one paw on either side of Stony's chest, pinning your shoulders up to the wall. The first attack it makes, it just slips off, but it comes back for another.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit Stony?
It does not.
So with an 11, it's having a hard time, like, getting purchase on you. It's trying to hold you, but it keeps slipping off the roots. It's just basically pawing at your chest, not doing anything. It
It's
looks
glancing
like
off
it
of
just wants
Stoney's
to
armor
hold
at
you
the
there.
moment.
Okay.
Ah, hello. You're quite a specimen, but please stop doing that.
The next one comes up toward Fern and tries to do the same thing, just hold you against the wall. Does a 19 hit Fern?
Yes.
So without damaging you, you just feel yourself get thrown into the wall, and this big, like 6-7 foot long panther thing made of sticks is holding you, pinning you to the wall to make it harder for you to pull loose.
Really? I thought you wanted a story.
It's not Uncle Scrapenail's turn to answer because he's not going to answer till his turn. It is Sonny's turn.
Can I shout at my friends? Are they hurting you, or are we just trying to run away? To
You have to
Stony.
wait.
Yeah.
until-
Okay.
Oh, I think it is trying to attempt to bite me, that is, or scratch at me, without much purchase.
Fine.
Not buying things. It is trying to kill me.
Are are we technically grappled then? Or what is like the situation with the vines on us?
You're currently grappled, yeah.
Okay.
Fern
I
is currently
would like
restrained.
okay.
Go ahead.
I would like to try to break my grapple as my
Sure.
action. And having Grim kind of help maneuver me through it. Could I get advantage?
Yeah. I'm going to say Grim gives you advantage on your
Lovely.
squirminess. You're doing a strength check to break free before this panther comes at you.
Well, with advantage, that's a 15.
Just does it. You wrench yourself forward and fall to the ground.
Okay.
That was your action. Anything else,
Yeah.
bonus or movement?
I'm gonna try to get movement. I want to run up to where Fern is and run beside her.
Okay, she's very close to you, like a
Yeah.
couple feet away. Yeah. So you go to Fern. There's this big panther thing pinning her to the wall. It turns and snarls at you.
Yes. And I don't have a bonus action I can do yet, so I'll stay there. But I'll just be like, "You got this, Fern."
Right. As you do this, the third panther tries to jump on you and pin you to the wall.
Fair.
The first one, you kind of fend it off. How do you fend it off, by the way? It comes at you with two paws.
Sunny?
Yeah.
I think her mode would be just huddle into a ball.
All right. So you curl down and it kind of goes over you, and then it repositions and tries to get you again. And it can't. It's just kind of fumbling at you as you're
I'm like crawling.
kind of keeping it away. All right. Fern. Can't hear
Oh
you.
no, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, first, Fern just says, "I'm okay," to Sunny. Because no one seems to be hurt yet, they don't seem to be actually trying to physically harm anyone. She's not going to attack, but she is going to pipe up and try to persuade so basically she'll say, "Well, Scrape Nail, we have stories to share, but if you don't want to hear them, then we don't have to tell them to you." And she will try to
Okay.
persuade.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's a 8. So
Okay. We'll see when it's Grape Nail's turn. What happens? So 3 of these little child-size vine blight-looking things with gourd heads, which have eyes and mouths. It's like they look kind of like watermelon heads. They come rushing up to grab onto you guys too. So one of them is going to go for Pieta. Does a 19 hit Pieta?
Yeah.
All right. So one of them is grabbing your leg. Another one comes after Pieta. Does a 13 hit Pieta?
Nope.
So you got one grabbing one side of you and the other one's kind of trying, and you're kicking them off or slapping their hands away. A third one comes after Sunny. Does a 19 hit Sunny?
Yeah, that one will
It
get me.
wraps itself around both of your legs and holds you as you're down on the ground.
Yeah.
Pieta, your turn.
Okay, what the hell am I trapped in? What is it? A restraint?
You're
what
currently
is...
restrained. You
Yeah.
could try to fight your way out with a strength check. You're not injured.
Okay. Let me see if I got any skills to help me with this thing. right. Yeah, I guess I'll just try to get out of here again. And maybe I'll say we'll see how this goes. All right. Strength check you said. Here we go. I'm gonna actually do the online one. Let's see. Oh, okay. Does a 21 get me out?
It does. You
Okay.
kick with your loose leg, you kick this little kid off and you rip yourself off the wall. You're now on the ground. That was your action. What would you like to do with your bonus action and
Um,
or your movement?
yeah. Who is any? You said someone else is also restrained?
Um, Stony and Fern and Sunny are currently restrained.
Mm,
Oh no, Stony's not. He is merely grappled.
okay.
Stony is not restrained. Because remember, it's trying to get you, but it hasn't quite got a hold of you yet.
Okay. Um, I'll I'll like quickly assess the situation, and I'm like, oh crap. Are we getting into it? And then I'm like, I guess, I guess we'll try to go for a scrap. And he's
You
like,
you
let
hear
me
you
like.
hear in your mind, punch it, punch the damn thing.
All right, here goes. I put on I suit up, I get ready, and I'm like, okay, I need my better vision goggles in. All right, um, is there anything on Fern right now, or is it just the vines?
There's
Fern is being held by one of the panthers.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. With my bonus action, I'm going to try to strike it off.
Okay.
Unarmed strike it off. Yeah. Okie dokie.
You I don't think you can take that unarmed strike as a bonus action unless your action was also
Oh yeah.
punch.
I thought you could use bonus action key points to make an attack or something.
Well, the unarmed strike is specifically if you have used the attack action earlier as an action or going to. But potentially you could do something with key. I'm not sure what your key points allow.
Uh, I don't.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
but I think you're thinking of flurry of blows. It says yeah, after you take the action, the attack action on your turn, you can spend one key point to make two unarmed strikes. Um, so I don't think I could do that.
I I'm looking it up because I also play a monk really regularly. I do see language under unarmed strike as one bonus action that just says bonus unarmed strike. You can make
Oh,
an
maybe
unarmed
that's
strike as a bonus action.
okay. Then I'm going to allow it because it's not flurry of
Yeah.
blows. It's just your unarmed strike. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What body part are you using? What's this look like?
I think I'm gonna go for a kick.
All right. Go ahead and
And
kick that thing.
what roll do you want me to make for that? Oh yeah, it's just
That's an
to hit,
attack
right?
roll. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, to hit, that is does an 11 hit it?
It absolutely does. Your
Cool.
foot flies into this thing's side. Roll some damage.
Pretty
That
pretty
is
sure I
a
said punch it, but
total of 6.
Punch it.
I suppose you
6
could punch with a
damage.
foot as well.
Yeah, so you kick and you hear some sticks crack and break, and the thing looks your way and snarls at you. Um, is there anything else you would like to do? You still have movement,
Yeah,
but
but I
you
think if
are,
I get out of its way,
yeah,
yeah.
that you're within range of a couple of them. Anything else,
Oh, a
Pieta?
couple of them. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
No, I think that'll be it.
Okay. Okay, Stony, hanging on the wall. What would you like to do?
So he knows that he noticed that Rip found some success by using Chill Touch to unbind themselves earlier. So he's going to try a similar method. He knows that the roots are wet. So he's going to, technically speaking, he has to hold his action until Cece does his action. But as a reaction, he will use his reaction to cast the spell through Cece, Shocking Grasp, to shock the roots that are binding him at the moment.
Okay. Including, oh yeah, because it's only the roots. Sure. So go ahead and cast your spell, and I'm going to say you're casting it basically on yourself. I'm going to say you can't miss. Just give me some damage.
Okay.
What does, before we proceed, Shocking Grasp, does that say you have to aim at a creature?
Well, it's a melee attack spell, but the way that I see it is, CC is like a floating cube with many different many different parts, and and part of what an artificer is able to do is channel their own magic through their homunculus, and the way that I see it is that the cubes sort of gather around the magical points where Stony wants to go, and so I imagine it as kind of like they kind of line up along the roots and kind of give it like a shock.
Okay.
Like a shock.
So let's go ahead and roll. I'm going to reduce the difficulty. Unless you roll a nat 1, it's going to hit.
Okay. I originally rolled a 14.
Great. So that hits. Give me some damage.
Roll damage. All right. That is a 7.
7. With that, you drop off the wall. These panther creatures are still pawing at you right in your face.
Okay, perfect. He is then going to... Oh my gosh. Artificer has so much stuff. Hang on. Which tab is it again?
Being assaulted?
He's got a big voice.
It's the panther. Oh no.
As you can see, I'm doing nothing. Relax.
Maybe that's the problem. Like, give me attention.
Clearly.
Stony.
So he is going to I mean, this thing is like right in his face, right?
Yeah, it's on you.
All right. He's going to attempt to fire a lightning launcher at it. Ranged weapon. Okay. So let's see here. I'm gonna do another attack roll here.
Is this a range so you'd be at disadvantage since it's right there on you in your space? Or next to you?
Well, it counts as a simple ranged weapon. I mean, would that be how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have disadvantage on this, but as you saw, their AC is low.
Yeah.
see.
Well, that's a 1 on the first roll, so probably not a hit.
Okay, so your spell, let's say, misfires. You don't quite get it off, and
Yeah, you see him like snap his finger, and it just kind of fizzles at the moment. Damn.
and one of the last creatures, the last little childlike thing, rushes over at Stony to try to grapple you again. Does a 19 hit Stony?
That will hit. Yes.
So it wraps around you and grabs your legs so you can't walk or stand up. So you're wrapped up in place. And the voice comes again. All I wish is for you to leave. There's no need for violence. Leave my home. I would love to share stories, but not with your violent ways. Leave me to my peace, and I shall allow you to be gone. If you insist on making it difficult, several of you do look quite tasty.
I know.
That's great
And
and all,
with
but there is a
that-
blight problem, and you're the source of it, so
Meh.
we seem to be at odds.
Why is that going up top anyways? What are you doing down here?
Taking my home back. And with that, it is Rip's turn. Back to the top of the lineup.
Okay.
13 creatures in this current combat, so it
There
might take a while
are.
to get around us.
Yeah. Well, the whole
Money's on deck.
taking my home back thing kind of puts me at pause for a second. What can I take stock of this room again? I know there's that green pool in the center, and then you said, where did you say there was a crystal ball?
There is, on the other side of the pool from you guys. It's like 20 feet away.
Has it changed at all this whole time? Either the pool or the ball?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Well, can't do a lot as a spider, so I'll come back to myself as a bonus action.
Okay.
In this little Heidi Spider-Man. Oh, during that first round, were any of those creatures within 10 feet of me at any point?
Yes. All of them basically are there. They're all swarming everybody who's over there by the wall.
Okay, got it. Well, when one of them moved into my range of 10 feet, they should have made a con save against 1d4 necrotic damage.
Okay.
I would like to
Con
do that
save.
damage now.
Of
Yeah. Just one of them.
a 9.
A 9 will not make it, so it will take. Roll for your doom. It will take 3 points of necrotic damage
Okay.
just by being near me.
All right.
Just by being close.
You notice one of the little gourd head child-sized things has some blackened, rotting pieces falling off of it from your spell, from your whatever, your effect.
Do feel a bit bad about the kid ones. Okay. Let's see. Then from my spot. Okay, so they're swarming. I dropped. So I'm like, I'm like underneath where everyone's grappled.
No, you're off to the side because you ran and
Oh.
hid in between the shelves or something,
Cool.
or under a chaise lounge or wherever you want to be. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
close.
yeah. Okay.
What's your movement as a spider? Is it still 30? 25?
I think.
I think it's still your regular movement.
Yeah.
So you can be
Yeah,
up to 25 feet away.
Yeah, it's 20. Yeah, 20 feet, 20 climbing feet. Not going up because I did plan on coming back. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to. Stoney's no longer grappled or restrained. He's
Correct.
free.
He's loose.
He got
free.
grappled again by the
Yeah.
child,
He
the
is
gourd
grappled.
child.
Oh,
And
okay.
so is Pieta. I think everyone is still grappled.
Cheesy Pete's. Okay.
Yeah, broke free.
So nothing got you after you fell off? All right, Pieta's loose.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, it was Sunny who was tackled. Sunny and...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to cast. Oh, I would have to touch it. I would have to go get close. Yeah, I'm gonna cast poison spray
All right.
for the roots that are um on Sunny.
Okay. Poison spray.
Now, poison spray. Poison spray. That's an 18 to hit.
That hits for sure.
All right, and it will take. Wow, love that. 3 points of poison damage.
3. What does your poison look like as it shoots out of your hand, face, eyes, butt?
Yeah,
Where's the
you
poison
well,
come from?
it's the old classic number. So you just see from underneath like this rocky cover, you see like a poison bubble float out.
Okay. Little poison bubble pops on
Yeah.
the creature and it sizzles. Okay. Anything else, Rip?
That is my bonus and my action, and I'm not going to be moving. And a reaction for good measure. So no. If I'm off to the side, yeah, whichever next creature starts its turn within 10 feet of me, let me know, and we'll
Right.
make another con save.
All right. Okay. Panther attack on Sunny. No, wait. On Stony. So a 14. So one panther attacks twice. It can't get through your armor. The other one that was after you. Wait, was it? No, only one came at you. The one on Fern is going to try to do some damage. Oh boy, I'm rolling low. And it can't. Its teeth sink into your armor, but your armor's keeping him off of you. It's just biting on your leather armor. Sunny.
Cool. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm still restrained because even though it got poisoned, it's still attached.
You're grappled, not restrained.
Grappled. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have like kind of wiggle and be like, just let me go. And on the word go, Grim is going to like peck at the thing that's grappling me, and using my new spell from Shadow Touch feat, like Sunny's eyes go dark, and like from Grim's beak is just like this like black fluid that flows over it as I cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. What's the damage?
And it has to make a Constitution 14.
Oh, I
saving
rolled
throw.
a natural 20, so no.
Still takes half damage.
Okay.
So let me roll. It's 2d10 necrotic damage. So 13 total. So still takes 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And
Anything
I'm
else,
assuming-
Sonny?
I wanted to not be restrained, but let's see. Or grappled, sorry. The thing in the Chase Lounge, is it still there?
Yep, still hasn't moved.
Still hasn't. Okay. Can I use my bonus action to form an awakened mind connection with it and try to speak into its mind to see if it's even existing?
As you try this, you can't. It's so slippery. It's like there's no mind to grasp.
Okay. Sunny whispers to herself, either it's really, really dumb or that thing's an illusion. And then that's the end of my turn.
Okay. The next panther is going to go for Pieta because he's on the loose. Does a 14 hit Pieta?
No, it does not.
So it comes at you with two swiping, like thorny claws. How do you avoid being hit?
I do one of those Matrix stuff where it goes like, woo!
Ferns, your turn.
All right. So Fern is going to yell, "Everyone stop. We do not have to fight. We can just tell stories and be friends. If you let us go, no more vines. We can tell you stories that you've never heard before. And I know you want to hear them. And in return, you will stop blighting the earth." And while she is saying all of this, she is trying to take in every little thing around her to find where the real source actually is coming from.
Okay.
She's trying to find any kind of reaction or just hint at where that might be.
Okay, first roll a persuasion or intimidation, however you want to play this as you're trying to convince them. I'm guessing persuasion's the way to go.
Yes. Cool. That is a 23.
Okay, now that's what it wanted in the first place. You guys started the violence.
She's also talking to them. She's
Right.
talking to
Oh,
everybody.
I understand. Yeah.
We didn't start the violence. What are you talking
And
about?
that's why I'm also going to allow you to roll a perception check to take in the whole place.
It stuck its fingers in Pieta's mouth. I feel like that is the first violence that was done. It's
Okay.
rooty little fingers.
It's a 17.
17 perception. Do you think that Juliet, the player, knows what you're fighting?
No.
Okay. Do you think Fern might know what you're up against?
I think it's possible since it is very entwined with nature that she may have some inkling.
Okay. What kind of check do you think would be appropriate? How about this? Don't tell me what kind of check. What are you doing? What's going on in your mind to try to make sense of this situation and figure things out?
So I think she is both trying to compare to past experiences in her childhood or things that she heard from adults around her, but also as she is speaking and bargaining and trying to get responses, she's trying to find subtle cues from the like little children and panthers and of where they're taking direction from. She's trying to find those little subtle cues, and also, you know, if this person is even in the room with them, if they are able to just observe everything in the room, or if they are inside of the room.
Remind me, has Fern ever been to the Feywild?
Yes.
Fern has.
Yes, briefly as a child. They would go back and forth.
As an elf with Fey blood and having been to the Feywild, I'm going to let you roll with advantage an Arcana check.
Guys. This is new dice.
Good luck.
I believe in them.
All right.
I feel like Fern would have an idea. which is why I'm
Okay.
letting you do all this crazy stuff.
It's a 17.
17. You get the sinking feeling in your gut that you're dealing with a hag. And you would know very little about what hags are capable of, although you've seen some in action when you went to visit Mother and her sisters. They seem like they can do whatever they want. You've heard of hags, you've heard of different kinds of hags. This one seems very, very nature oriented, as you said. You're not sure what they're capable of. Yeah, you're not sure what they're capable of, but this is the vibe you're getting. This is a spell casting, evil, fey creature who asked you nothing more than to leave its home. So, are you? You've taken your action and a couple bonus actions now. Is there anything else?
No, did she get any cues from watching or observing a direction
Where it might be?
Mm-hmm.
You don't. You know that it could be behind any of these shelves. It could be anywhere in this room. You just don't know.
I get the sense that it's in the room.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. She's gonna leave it at that.
Because the 17's pretty good. It's just not great. If it were great, you would have an idea of what they're capable of. Right now, you know that it's definitely gonna start getting dangerous if y'all, if this continues. Okay, with that, let's have some little pumpkin head kids, some little watermelon head kids start doing some damage. So one is on Sunny. That is, oh my goodness. Does a 12 hit Sunny?
Nope.
All right, so that one doesn't hit Sunny. It's just grabbing you. It can't sink its claws in. On Stony, does an 18 hit?
That does not.
No.
That is one
You can
below.
feel these claws, these little sticks, branches scraping, the thorns scratching on your stuff.
This time he barely just gets up his shield in time. Where's your camera? No, now I'm the DM. Wait a second. Why would you do this?
Wait, you're
we
the
need to
DM.
have your camera
Hurry,
back
John,
on.
change the situation.
You're all magically teleported to the coolest and safest place, and all of you are level 20 now.
Yeah.
Game over.
I did not mean to do this on purpose. It just shut off for some reason. That was weird.
Okay. There we go.
There we go. There's Spidey. All right, the third kid is going to go after Pieta and also Miss. So even though they all have 2 attacks, I just keep rolling nothing above a 7 on all these. So that brings us to Pieta's turn.
Wow.
You're fending off these things. You didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And Fern just yelled at you to stop.
Yep. I go like, okay. I think Fern has a point. Guys, I think we should stop and maybe, share stories. Kind of sounds nice. Let's just chat and see if we can come to an agreement or conclusion or something. So he's going to. Is anyone else still restrained?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fern is. And 2 other people are still grappled.
Say like I'm gonna say to Tooth Nail, whatever their name is.
Grape Nail.
Scrape Nail. Or did you say grape nail like the fruit?
Uncle Scrape Nail.
um, I'm gonna try to persuade them that we should continue stopping and to tell stories.
Who are you telling this to?
Scrape now.
Oh, okay. So you can roll a persuasion check to try to convince them to back off.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I ain't persuading nobody. I got a 3. Hey, we should probably just stop and like, talk and stuff, right? That's what you wanted, right?
All right. Anything else you're doing on this turn?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna stand my ground and with what I said.
Okay, then Stony.
Stony is going to he like looks to Fern, and he looks at these things that are attacking him, and he fine, but and then he will cast detect magic.
Interesting. So you're not doing any damage. You're just casting a spell.
Yes.
Okay. Detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
There is magic definitely emanating from many of the things in this room.
Is there anything that
Go ahead.
stands out in particular?
The crystal ball, the cauldron, the water, and the little creatures that are attacking you guys. Also, the roots that are sticking out of the dirt in the walls. All of these have a significant magical effect.
Okay, so I'm able to know the school of magic of each of these things. Um, uh, would you mind listing them off for me so that I could get a better understanding of what each one is radiating?
Okay, let me look those up because I usually don't have those in my head. Let's see. Schools of Magic. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
So, yeah, pretty precarious situation we like out of nowhere just got into, huh?
So the crystal ball went to college at Berkeley, and
So the roots have mostly abjuration. Now, one thing that's peculiar is that all mixed together. They're all giving off multiple magic vibes, as if these things have been layered into place, you know, multiple times. And as you know, as a spellcaster, if you can keep doing the same spell in a certain place for long enough, it becomes permanent. So there's a lot of abjuration going on in the roots and vines that were holding you.
Okay,
There's divination magic coming off of the crystal ball.
makes sense.
There's enchantment and evocation coming off of the creatures that are trying to grab you guys and scratch at you guys.
Okay.
Um, and there's an illusion coming off of the person lying there on the chaise lounge.
Um, then Stony will telepathically communicate to Fern. That's his gut reaction. That the Chase Lounge is illusory, or at least illusion magic. Or actually, he'll do that. He'll relay that to Fern and Sunny.
Okay.
And he will add as well. Sunny, could you help me pass along this information?
Oh, yes, every 6 seconds.
As you're being batted at by a bunch of little things. Okay. Anything else, Stoney?
I suppose I have a bonus action. Yeah, you know what? Oh no, wait, no, he can't do that. He doesn't have that form yet. I can't really. I'm gonna leave this up to the DM's discretion here, but I would like to hold an action for Cece. Now, technically and mechanically speaking, I would use a bonus action to command Cece to do something. So I guess if I just command Cece to hold fire, or to say shoot anything, fire at the next thing that attacks.
Okay. Sure.
And he'll just hold his position.
Fantastic. It's still not Uncle Scrapenail's turn, so one of the other little creatures, one of the other little watermelon head kids, tries to reach up and scratch at Fern. Does a 22 hit Fern? Yes. Does a 17 hit Fern? Yes. So you're mute right now. But as you're watching, this last little creature moves over, turns around, and scrapes with its claws right down Fern's torso.
Ow.
And yeah. Ouch.
And
Can that be the one that has to make a con save for me?
Sure.
I'm mad at that one.
It got a 16.
Oh, son of a gun. All right.
well, as soon as it does that to me, it is enveloped in green flame.
Okay, but you take 12 points of slashing damage as it bursts into flame.
Well, Cece's held action would go off here too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's see the damage on this little thing. Green flame and CC fire.
It's to make a dexterity save throw.
Okay. It's an 19.
Okay, it will take half then.
Okay.
So that was the wrong die. So it'll take half of 10, which is 5. 5
5
fire
flame damage. Fire. Okay. And CC's attack.
I'm assuming a 15 will hit.
It does. Yep.
Then it will take 4 force damage.
All right. And it simultaneously bursts on fire and gets kicked in its head from the little shot from CC. And you hear Uncle Scrapenail's voice saying, Now, children, let's all sit and discuss, shall we? It's story time. And they all stop and kind of let you guys settle to the floor or stand up or whatever. And that is where we will pause our game. And watchers, fans, we will not be playing next week. We'll be having a little fireside chat a few of our players will be away for the week, so it may only be a few of us here. But we'll talk about our feelings about the campaign so far, and we'll ask each other questions, etc. So if you guys have any questions you'd like to chime in, join us on Discord and ask the questions, and we will answer for you. Or, I guess, during our stream on Twitch, you can type it in there, and we'll be watching for that too. So we will resume again on, what will it be, the 21st, right? Yeah, so we'll pick up again in 2 weeks, and until then, have a great summer, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. This is Dicey Decisions RPG. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe to, or whatever. Do all that stuff. Show us you appreciate us. Thank you very much.
Also, shout out to our raiders. Thank you so much.
Yes.
2 Raiders.
We
That's
got raiders.
amazing. Thank you for
Raiders
joining
twice.
us.
We did.
Nice.
Shout
Thanks,
out to
guys.
y'all.
Thanks for watching.
What's up, party peeps? Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you guys had a good night, and hope to see you next time.
Gang, gang,
Next
gang.
Monday.
All right, I guess I should close it out now, huh?
Yes, you should.
All right.
Thank you,
here we go.
John, for
Ciao.
running our stream.